Hey everyone, and welcome to the Daily Dish. I'm your host, Kathy Rank, and we're excited today to be with Kym Douglas, and she is releasing today her brand new book, Bliss Happens. It's a great book about all kinds of tips for enhancing and living your best life. Kym, let's talk about bliss. And in our last episode, we talked about what it actually stands for.
Right.
Let's talk about actually how you enact this plan in your own life.
Okay, perfect question. So we have in the book a bliss test in seeing what your bliss factor is. Now in Hollywood, you know how they always talk about the it factor?
Mm-hmm.
You've got it, Kathy. You really do. You have the it factor. And it's something that you can't really put your, you can't put words on. You just have it or you don't. But what I actually think they're looking for and they're referring to when they say the it factor is the bliss factor. How happy are you inside? And there's a difference between happiness and bliss. Happiness for me is, let's go shoe shopping. I'm going to buy 10 pairs of shoes. Woo!
That's my happiness too.
Exactly. What about that plate of brownies? Oh my gosh, that's going to make me happy. And that's great. Everybody loves that. Bliss is when I met your gorgeous daughter in the back. Bliss is when she runs into your arms and says, Mom, I love you.
Oh, without a doubt.
So much. You know the difference?
Yeah, it's how you're living your life.
It's that they say that happiness would be the brownies, and then bliss is that inner joy. Mm-hmm. It's in the dictionary. It's defined as supreme happiness. And it's another level. So what the plan does is you take this test and you find out where you are with your bliss factor. What was yours?
Okay, I took it and I have some areas of improvement. I was right around 40 points.
Oh, good.
And if you read the book, there's a couple levels above that.
Yes.
But I know where I fall short, and you talk a lot about this in the plan, is we're so hard on ourselves, especially as women. We feel like we're failing at this or failing at that. We're trying to do it all. How do you deal with that in your bliss plan? How do you get that inner joy even through the really tough times?
Exactly. And there's a story in there that I talk about being my best frenemy. And
I really related to that.
Yeah, we can have friends that actually aren't so good for us, but I was my own worst frenemy.
Right.
And there's a story in the book about getting on the Ellen Show where I literally sabotaged myself and tried to make it not happen, even though that was my ultimate goal.
Right, because you were afraid of failing.
Absolutely. Everybody would know. So what you have to do is just to zero it in for you, you have to actually, make your goal and know what your bliss plan is, what will get you to achieve your bliss. And then you have to have very realistic goals. You have to practice gratefulness every day. You have to see it, affirm it, know what it is that you're going for, and then just really through the test, it will give you a plan each morning, whether it's affirmations or whether it's doing something that you need to get over, whatever it is that you said you found that you were lacking.
Right.
There's areas that you zero in and you just work it, and it's just like a muscle, Kathy. You have an incredible body, and I'm certain when you go to your trainer or you yourself are working out your arm, you have to look at it and you have to see what you're doing, and when you work it, it strengthens. And that's exactly what happens with bliss.
Well, you're very kind, and actually I don't work out like I should.
Figures. Oh.
But I've got to tell you, I took the test, and then I read the rest of the book, and the steps you talk about are very powerful, and I can tell that you literally exude that bliss when you walk in the room, and I think that's what we all want out there. So we're very excited. We're going to talk more about the book and specific tips and tricks for you in both outer and inner beauty. So we'll talk to you again on the next Daily Dish.